Alright guys, we were working on a '06 Toyota 4Runner. Customer says he's driving along and he can't tell if he's got wheel bearing noise or tire noise. So let's take it for a ride and let's see what we got. Well, I can hear the roar. Sounds like it's coming from the right side. Alright, let's get it back to the shop. Let's get it up on the lift. Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys can hear that or not though. That definitely got a roar. Alright guys, once I got this car up on the lift, the first thing I did was check the tires. I wanted to make sure that the tread was okay, there were no broken belts, the tire wasn't out around, and the best way to do that is you take the tire and you spin it slowly. And you put your hand on it and you feel for these imperfections. If the tire feels okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to grab the tire, you want to shake it left and right. You're checking for play. Grab top and bottom, shake it up and down, and you're checking for play. This one has way too much play in it. The next thing I did is to grab my stethoscopes and I got under the vehicle and I put it just where the bearing was and I spun the tire. By doing this, I was able to hear the bearing noise inside the hub. Once I confirmed it was the right side making all that noise, went ahead and took the tire off. Got the tire off and saw someone put spacers there, so we had to get those off also. Also, when I was shaking the tire, I could feel that the upper control arm, there was some play in that ball joint. And if you look at it, you can see it's an aftermarket control arm. This truck has got a little bit of a lift on it, and so they went with an aftermarket arm to give it a little more reach. So I'm definitely going to tell the customer that's something that in the future he's going to probably need to take care of. One wheel spacer. Alright, once we got the spacer off, let's go ahead and get the caliper off now. Make sure you hang it up because you don't want to let it hang and stretch that rubber brake line. Alright guys, the caliper bracket bolts are held on with a 17 mil. Alright, after I got the caliper assembly off, went and grabbed my caliper tool that I hang it up with, and of course it was broken. So I had to go in there and give me a coat hanger. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be asking Santa Claus for a new caliper bracket holder this year. Hopefully Christmas will come early and I get to use it before then. Once I took the rotor off, I grabbed the wheel bearing and spun it, and without the tire on there or the caliper holding it back a little bit, you could definitely feel it grinding. Alright guys, this next part's pretty simple. Grab yourself a hammer and a screwdriver, knock off that dust cover. Once you knock that cover off, you're going to expose the nut that holds that axle on. But before you take that nut off, you got to remove the carter key and take off the lock washer. Alright, that axle nut is held on with a 36 millimeter. Once you remove that bolt, take your hammer, give it a little tap, just to loosen up the axle a little bit. Alright guys, to get that hub assembly off, it's pretty simple. They're held on with 17 mils. Just put your wrench on there, take a hammer, knock it loose, and take it off the rest of the way. Easy as that. Get the slide hammer and knock away. After I loosen it up with the slide hammer, finish taking the bolts out, the hub assembly just wiggle a little bit and it'll come right off. Alright guys, this is what it looks like off the car. We'll go ahead and get the new one ordered and we'll get it put on. Alright guys, I got the new bearing and I was attempting to press it in and my adapter broke on it. So I called the local machine shop to help me out, and I guess because of COVID last year they must have went out of business. So we went with plan B. Went ahead and called the auto parts store and I had them send out an assembly and a price comparison. It was $30 more for an assembly. So why the hell they even sell a separate bearing, I have no idea, because by the time you take the time to press it out or you pay someone to press it out, you're going to waste the $30 anyway, so you might as well go ahead and just buy an assembly ready to go. Alright guys, to get this installed, it's just reverse procedure. But while I was doing this, you're not going to believe Someone ran into the side of our building. Oh my God, hit our building too, didn't it? The tow truck guy just dropped a car off the tow truck, ran into the building. You serious? Holy shit. Check this out, guys. So the wrecker driver dropped the roll car for rollback, and check that out. Broke the wall in here.
You see here? Look at this.
Oh my God, look at that. Hope the bitch got insurance.
He does.
Look at that. All the way up the road. That wasn't that bad. Oh my God. We're gonna have to close the door for the rest of the year. We're done.
We're done. History.
Shop there.
So I'm gonna get right.
Yep.
Start writing checks.
Yep, start writing checks. Oh my God.
I'm gonna deliver that car, but it's gonna come back black.
Guys, that was crazy. It sounded like he came through the wall. When I went and checked it out, I was expecting it to be a lot worse than that. Alright, but now that that's over with, let's go ahead and finish putting this thing together and go for our test drive. Alright guys, we're on our test drive. Everything seems to be doing good. Noise is gone. Car drives nice and straight. Everything's good and tight. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Appreciate you watching. Catch you later.